That's right, I'll be doing Selena in a Zumba event. We are having a big event in Springville, Utah. It's happening. So this is a great opportunity to expose this kind of art, celebrity impersonation. I am really excited. It's gonna be good. So I'm like, what should I do? Who should I do? I want to do an impersonation because drag, I mean, most people have seen it, but I want to show the impersonation because that's what I do. And I'm like, let's do a mix. Let's do the Selena medley live where she does disco music. Also, let's add something in Spanish. Selena is bilingual. I'm gonna take you guys. I want to see what's gonna happen, what's the turnout gonna be, but I am excited. Nobody knows what I'm doing, so it's gonna be great. Yep, just to expose to the world, hey, this is my art, this is what I do. And since it's a rec center, I had to cut a shirt out and make it into a tank top so it looks, oh, he's covered, because rules and gotta keep it professional. Okay, I had to dress up, and this is how I'm just gonna arrive. I'm gonna hide myself in a restroom or something, a family restroom. My friend said, she was like, you're gonna steal the show. And I'm like, well, I would be doing a bad job if I didn't. All right, it's very dark. Weird. Me como, my manager. No, she's gonna help me sneak in.
Security.
It's because of you that I dressed up, because you're like, you should do it.
You did.
and then Michelle also said, she was like, Jacob, you do what you have to do. But yeah, ella tiene su canal. And Instagram, she's very active.
Yeah.
Todo.
YouTube, not so much.
Todo en eso. Yet.
Yes.
We are finished just like that. A success. Everyone loved it. It was great. It was fun. It was fun. It was what we planned it, and it turned out great. No one discriminating, no one giving me weird looks. They were more excited to see this kind of action going in their city at a rec center, so it was great. This is my friend Michelle. So Michelle, thank you for doing this. How? Why? What were you thinking?
There were lots of reasons that really led up to it. Like, we talked about how, you know, even as a kid, beliefs were different back then, and I feel like, you know, it's been a growing process throughout my life with different experiences that, you know, my family's experiences. You know, I just heard about the riots that were happening and it being Pride Month and things like that. I was like, you know, we really should have an event on Juneteenth and in June, where it's such a time to celebrate diversity and to celebrate inclusion. We talked about the difference of what is diversity. It's the idea that we're different, and inclusion is we're different, but we can still be friends, we can still get along, we can still love each other. There was a night when all this kind of came together.
There you go. That's what I wanted, you know, like.
There was a night.
What was the night?
I went to bed not being able to breathe because I felt like I was so powerless in teaching my kids what I wanted them to know. Like, I do want my kids to be loving and non-judgmental, and be open-minded, and to really, and even especially, to be who they want to be, not who mom wants them to be. And so I went to bed like, how do I teach my kids in a world where COVID is happening, when we're so isolated and people, you know, on social media weren't being very friendly to each other at the time.
I know.
And so, you know, how do I teach them it's important to love people and be friendly? And, you know, just like you said, it requires action. But I was like, who am I? Like, I'm not this public speaker. I can't go out and get on my soapbox and have people listen to me. And so I was thinking, in all honesty, what can I do? And I felt very helpless. The thought came to mind, they're like, you're a Zumba instructor, you know, you're in this place where you can do an event, here in Utah and make it successful and get all different sorts of people to be a part of it. Even Zumba in itself, they promote a lot of diversity. You go to their conventions, and I was like, how do I get that feeling here in Utah? And so I was like, you know what? I can do a Zumba event. Zumba's what I do, and I love to party. So I was like, we'll make it a party. And so, but teach people in the process. That's why I was very grateful for what you did, because I was like, I wanted it to say something.
Like I said, we hear about, oh, love one another, support, and everybody has equal rights, and this and that. It's easier to say it, but can we put it to practice?
Yeah.
So I get invited. Once you said, let's do it, I'm like, oh, this is right down my alley. I couldn't be more diverse, especially where I live. And I'm not scared of being
It's different.
Yes.
Utah County is very different.
It's growing.
Yeah.
And then on our chat, you guys are going and going back and forth. How should we name it? What does a poster should look like? And here and that. And I just remember commenting, I just want to dance. And then I remember I posted a meme about drag queen. And I'm like, this is my outfit. I'm just ready to dance.
Yeah.
And Andrea, she's the one that said, Jacob, you really should come like this. And I'm like, don't tempt me, right? Because I'm like, whatever. But I'm like, it's a diversity event. And then you gave me green light when you're like, Jacob, you do you. And I don't know, maybe that message, I took it the wrong way, or I felt it.
No, it was from my heart. When you showed me the picture, I was like, yeah, we want this because this is the type of event I wanted it to be, where it's the idea that
it's really exposed.
It was exposed.
And people took it great, and
it did.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of social media stir out there.
Which is what we wanted.
Which is what we wanted. In all honesty, I was wondering what feedback I would get.
Because like I said, you really took a bullet by holding an event at a family recreation center.
Where I was like, I'm gonna have a job.
Springville, Utah.
The thought crossed my mind. Like, it's the idea that I was
like,
could I be fired for this? You know, because I was, like I said, I wasn't about to hold anything back. But the thought crossed my mind. Where I was like, if it happens, it's okay. I'm like, Scott makes enough.
You're like, honey, pick up some extra hours.
It was a good moment because I felt like what you did in coming as Selena, like it really did send the message of what the event was about. Have the courage to be who you are. Like if there's anything I could tell you is, you know, be who you are. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to hide who you are. I think it's important to be authentic to yourself.
Diversity should be celebrated each day, but that day was perfect to highlight it. Thank you for doing this.
Of course. How could you not? Jacob's the best.
We'll be here next year.
We're changing the world.
We're changing the world one song at a time. One Zumba masterclass at a time. And you made it happen. It was amazing. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. No, for real. He made the event.
And she is the one. Without her, none of it could have happened. I just showed up. And I supported you. You teach at the Clyde.
I do. I teach Zumba classes here. I teach Aqua Zumba here. And I teach what's called CRC Fit, which is a circuit training fitness class. I'm also the fitness coordinator here and over Child Watch, and right now I'm doing that job.
Everything.
And our famous hashtag for Springville, and this is why I said we're actually set up to do it very well, is hashtag you belong here. So we want everyone to feel that they belong.
And yeah, it's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll see you in the next event.
We'll be dancing, hopefully.
Yeah.